Hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this edition of the Cancer Coach Talks. I'm your host, Leslie Nance. I am the Cancer Coach, coming here live to you every Tuesday night to share with you and to inspire you to make your body an inhospitable environment to cancer specifically. So I'm going to ask you right now, if you have not already, please share this broadcast out. You never know. There are a lot of people who are fighting cancer silently. Nobody knows that they're dealing with it, and you never know whose life that you're going to impact or change with a simple share right here out to your community. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. It is such a pleasure to come here with you guys every Tuesday night. I have not been traveling a lot this summer, so it's been quite a pleasure to be here with you consistently throughout the summer, and super excited to be here with you tonight. Going to be talking about a subject tonight that I think is, well, when I learned to deal with the what if monsters in my own personal journey with cancer, it changed the way that I dealt with cancer in general. And so I want to give you some top tips and tricks for how to deal with them. But first, we're going to take a minute and describe them, what they are, how they show up in our lives. And I'm going to share with you some of my best tips for getting rid of those suckers tonight, asking them to politely leave. This is not a forced eviction. We're going to ask these little devils to politely leave. So welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I'm just going to take a quick second to check my sound. You know that I always like to do a sound check to make sure that you guys can hear me, because this is a slow, it's hard for it to catch up here on Facebook. So just let me do a quick check here. Thank you guys so much for joining in live tonight. Just trying to find out where that is. Takes me just a second to get there. I should queue it up, and I don't do that. But I should learn to queue it up so that I don't have to search for it every single time. I know. Okay, good. I can see that we're live, so that's positive. I just need to make sure that we have a sound.
Cancer
good.
In general.
Yay. Very good. So welcome, everybody. If you are just joining me, let me super fast introduce myself again. My name is Leslie Nance, certified holistic nutritionist, certified holistic cancer coach, and 7-year cancer survivor as well. So really excited to share this information. So if you guys want to drop in the comments where you're coming from, where you live in this world, if you've been here before, if this is your first time seeing me, I would love to know that as well. So you can just type in first timer or newbie. Either way would be awesome. So just let us know. We have a great community here. This is always really safe commenting area, although it's in a public forum. I will tell you that the people that are here already this evening are amazing human beings that are here to support you and to love you. And if not, then they get the boot. So there you go. We're very protective of our community here at Any Stage. So I am the founder of Any Stage Cancer Protocol. I am a certified holistic cancer coach. I do work with people one-on-one. I will tell you at the end of this broadcast how you can get in touch with me if that's something that you are interested in. Let me say hello to a couple of people. Hello, Frank. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Hi, Anne Marie. Thank you so much for joining us. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous woman. Hello, Tommy. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, Tommy, it's good to see you. Hey, Christy. Christy's first time here tonight. Welcome, Christy. Yay. What did I totally embarrassed you. This is like calling you up on stage, isn't it? It's like, wait, it's good to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. Hi, Richard. It's good to see you. Hi, Terrence. Thank you so much. Right? Terrence is our color here in our comments. So it's always good to have you here, Terrence. Thank you so much. Teresa Brown, and looks like Teresa Brown and James left a comment prior to the broadcast. So thank you guys for that. We appreciate it. But welcome everybody that is here live. Again, one more time, if you have not shared out, please share out. Super, super appreciative of that. So let's get right down to our subject tonight. So if at any time you have any questions, just type them into the comment box. Super excited to see those questions and to answer them for you live here tonight. The what if monsters. So this is a very real thing anytime we are dealing with sickness, especially in our lives. And cancer can be a breeding ground, if you will, for the what if monsters. And so, right? Ooh, yay. Were they good? Did you love them? Oh my gosh, they're so good. They're so good. I hope you guys enjoyed them. But serious illness, anytime we have serious illness, we are really dealing with something that can be very painful, both physically and emotionally. It can be, of course, it can be very frightening at the same time. It can be very inconvenient in our lives, right? And so we experience this massive inconvenience. And this is one of the things that I really struggled with, believe it or not, was this. I'm going to close my email so it doesn't ping every time I get an email, which could be kind of annoying. But cancer was a massive inconvenience in my life. It's one of the things that frustrated me more than anything, is that it had come crashing into my life and tried to rob me of a lifestyle that I loved. So it can be very inconvenient. It can be very expensive, which can be very stressful, especially if you're seeking alternative care, or you are, or if you don't have good insurance. It can be draining on a pocketbook. Let's be fair. It can feel very frustrating as well. But one of the massive things that a lot of people don't talk about, and that is that cancer is very lonely. And some of you went, oh yeah. And you knew exactly what I meant when I said that. Even if you have an amazing support team, even if you have people around you that love you and are supporting you and guiding you, it can feel really, really lonely and very isolating. And so we tend to adopt little mindsets. We tend to adopt what I like to call the what if monsters. We're going to describe what those are right now. I want to first take a quick look here. Hold on just a second. I'm reading Frank's. Frank is saying, had my checkup yesterday at my doctor. He said my blood work came below all the required numbers and was happy with your weight loss. That is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Frank. I love hearing that news. Anne-Marie's agreeing. She's saying, for sure it is. And I have to tell you guys that I know Anne-Marie, and she's one of my clients, and Anne-Marie has an amazing support system. And she is willing to admit how lonely and isolating that cancer is. Even if you have people all around you, it just feels like, because it's happening to you. And here's one of the problems with this, is that everybody around you wants you to stay ultimately positive. Right? So if you're feeling a little down and you go to one of your support people and you say, man, I'm really worried about my scan that is coming up. And a knee-jerk reaction of that person, because they're not a trained professional typically, I mean, maybe you have a trained professional, but they're not a trained professional. They don't say, you know what? I totally get that. I totally get why you would be nervous about that. No, they say things like, you totally got this. Be positive. Don't think that way. Or maybe you think, I really feel like I'm going to die. I feel like this is going to kill me. And when you say that to one of your support people, they say, don't think like that. You're tough. You can do this. Don't be silly. You're not going to die. Don't be silly. You're going to get good news. Don't be silly. And I know every single one of you here has experienced that at some point in your journey. And it can feel very isolating and make you feel very alone. And even though that person is well-meaning, it still puts you in a space where you're like, well, I can't share that emotion because that makes them nervous, right? Because you can tell by their reaction that what you just said made them incredibly nervous. And therefore, you stuff it all back inside. You just stuff it all right back inside. I got to go close my blind because it's going to be bright in here in like 2 shakes. I forgot to do it before my show. Sorry. I have this giant window. I have this giant window right off camera here, and it puts in this crazy light in here that just like is almost blinding, right? They do mean well. And so this is not an attack against the people that are do-gooders that are trying to help you. It's just how they respond. It's out of their own fear that they respond this way. And so it's very isolating. So you form a relationship inside your mind with these what if monsters because you can't share them outwardly. So therefore you have to hold that in. And sometimes you're afraid to share it with your doctor, right? Exactly, Frank, right? Don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. You're going to be fine. These are all the things that we hear, and every single one of us has dealt with this. And although you're like, yeah, I'm going to be fine, except you have this what if monster that's living in your head. And this is when a what if monster is talking to you, these are the kinds of things that it is saying to you, right? You know, the what if monsters keep you up at night and they're saying, what if your scan is not good? What if that pain that you have in your hip is cancer spreading? What if the headaches that you've been having, I mean, never mind that it's a side effect from one of your treatments that you're getting. What if it's spread to your brain? What if your surgery doesn't go well? What if you look crazy without one of your breasts? What if you ruin your sex life because you have prostate surgery? What if my doctor didn't get good sleep last night? What if he's in a bad mood and he's going to do surgery tomorrow? What if I don't wake up from surgery? These all sound familiar? The things that keep you up at night. They also make you feel less than. There's a lot of what if emotions. What if my husband's not going to like me without one of my breasts or both of my breasts? What if my new breasts don't look like I want them to look? What if radiation causes scars that I can't ever get rid of? What if I never get the feeling back in my arm? What if I have to have a colostomy and I can't ever use the bathroom like a normal person ever again? Do you see how that plays on your self-worth and your self-value and makes you feel less than? How about this one? That keeps you from eating. What if I eat this? What if it makes the cancer grow? What if I'm eating too much sugar? What if I eat this and it's not organic? Is it gonna make the cancer grow? Am I gonna die? What if everything that I'm eating is bad? What if, what if I can't eat meat? What do you eat? What if I love sweets? What do I do? These are the what if monsters. Keeps you from your social life. The what if monsters are great at keeping you from your social life. What if I go to this party and somebody asks me about my cancer and I start crying? What if I can't keep my screwed on smile on all night? What if I feel nauseous during the movie? What if I don't have the energy to get through the evening with friends? What if I have the sudden urgency to go to the bathroom? What if somebody's sick and then I get sick and it makes me really, really sick? It could kill me. Right? There you go. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your honesty, Frank. You guys are welcome to share your what ifs with us here. Again, this is a nice, safe environment for that. But it can kill your social life. It can help, it can create blame in your life. What if I cause my cancer? What if all my years of ignoring my body caused this cancer? What if my bad habits created this cancer in my body? What if it's my genetics and I can't control it and it's going to come back? These all resonating? Everybody had moments like this. I've had moments with every single one of these what ifs. This is why I know them so well. This is why I can talk about them, right? Anne-Marie is saying, what if my forehead doesn't get feeling back, right? From the radiation treatments. Exactly. All of this leads to killing your healing pathways. It's blocking them. It's killing your self-esteem. It's keeping you from total and complete understanding of how powerful your body is designed for healing. The what if monsters that live in that space are not doing you any favors. And I'm going to share with you right now a secret to getting rid of them. And it's a simple mindset shift. Now, there are many of these things, and this is not going to cure everything. This is not going to be like oh, now they're gone, right? We are learning to exercise a muscle here. We are learning to exercise a mental muscle. And that takes work and that takes diligence. Just as if you were building a physical muscle in the body, right? Just like if you wanted biceps, I use this, if you've talked to me on the phone, I use this all the time. If you wanted biceps and you went to your trainer and you said, hey, I want biceps, he's going to give you a set of exercises so that you can build biceps. But you don't do those exercises one time and then automatically have some biceps, which I don't really have. You don't automatically have biceps. You have to complete them over and over and over and over and train that muscle. And this is a mental muscle that you must train. But I'm going to give you something that is going to take you out of pain for a little while. But understanding these monsters and where they come from is half the battle of asking them politely to leave your life. Now, it is very human to be curious and to ask questions and want to understand and even kind of crystal ball our lives. Like, what's going to happen? I want to see how long I'm going to live. You really don't. And this is what living in balance creates. So when you're living in balance, you're not constantly trying to crystal ball your life. And this is what I teach. Linda is saying, what if I used to have control over my life and now I don't? Very, very fair question, Linda. But these are circumstantial. These are symptomatic based on what you're experiencing in the moment, based on what's coming up in your life, based on what you do know about your future, which is when a scan is, or what your diagnosis is, or when a surgery is planned. And sometimes we implant these by the information that we give our brains. So if you're spending loads of time on Dr. Google trying to crystal ball through somebody else's journey, what's going to happen to you, then you need to stop. If you have a friend that is, I have a client that has a friend that is constantly telling her all the bad shit that happened to her while she was having her treatments. And I told her, you're going to have to cut the cord because she is trying to make you scared to make her feel better. And it's not malicious. She feels like she's warning her, but they have two very different circumstances. And let me just say this right now. Your journey is not like anybody else's journey. Your cancer is unique as you are. Your life is as unique as you are. And there's no single one of us that are alike. The only thing we have in common is that we're human beings. So stop comparing yourself. Stop reading stories. Stop trying to crystal ball your life. You didn't do it before cancer. Why are you doing it now? Hey, Rusty, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here. So here is a symptomatic. Here's an example, right? Just making sure. Thank you guys for sharing out. I appreciate it. Hold on. I feel like I lost connection and then I may be gone. Crazy. Oh no, I'm still here. Okay. What if I have to have a colostomy and I can't? Can somebody confirm that they can still see me, please, before I continue on? Yes. Yes, it did. Mine even went blank. Can you guys, somebody confirm if you can still see me? Woo. Sorry if you're watching this on YouTube. We just had a technical problem in the live event, so I'm just trying to make sure that I am still visible. You can see me and hear me. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Awesome. Okay, so let's continue on. Man, I was in a deep part too. I hate that. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. So here's the deal. If you feel bad or you feel, let me start over. I lost my train of thought here. You feel bad because you are symptomatic of your illness or your treatments. And it makes you feel like a terrible human being. Like you're cranky, you're not fun to be around, you're nauseous, you don't have any energy, things feel very frustrating. By the way, I can help with all of that. If you're experiencing that in your treatment, you do not have to. Let me just say that right out loud while I said that. But it makes you feel terrible. But you are not a terrible person for feeling bad. Because that's a what if monster that's basically infiltrated your mindset. Right? Thank you. I know. I was talking about everybody's journey is different. I was on a soapbox too, and then it popped out. So, but just because you are feeling terrible does not make you a bad person. But the what if monsters, because they play on our self-esteem, make us feel like we're a bad person, which is crazy. It's absolutely crazy, but it happens. And so the best way that you can ask them politely to leave is to take responsibility for them. Stay off of Dr. Google. If you have a friend that is insistent on trying to help you with all the bad information that they're giving you, politely tell them that you don't need that information, that you love them and you appreciate their support. But at this moment in time, you're not emotionally available for that type of information, and that you're trying to live your best life and through your own journey. And you would love it if they would respect that. Imagine. The only reason that you think a surgery is going to go bad is because you have evidence to say that it might, which means that you've been on Dr. Google, or you've been talking to somebody, or you've been reading statistics, or you've been using calculators, or you've been reading blog posts, or you've been reading other people, you've been in Facebook groups that are negative and have no bearing on your. If you're in a Facebook group and everybody's in there complaining and bitching and moaning about their journey, get out. This is ridiculous. You have to take responsibility for these what if monsters. So that looks a little something like this. What if chemo makes me sick? The simple mindset shift is, what if it doesn't? What? What if chemo makes me sick? Flipping it on its ear, what if it doesn't? Let's use some of you guys' example. You guys had lovely examples on here. So let's use some of yours, right? Let's use Anne-Marie's. Anne-Marie said, what if my forehead doesn't get its feeling back? What if it does? Do you see how much more empowering that is? Do you see that simple shift of changing that negative into a positive? So when a negative what if monster shows up, put him on his ear. Linda is asking, what if I used to have control over my life and now I don't? What if I used to have control over my life? I feel like I don't, but what if I get it back? Because that question is putting you on a path to figure out how to get it back. Frank is asking, what if my wife feels unloved because I can't get, thank you for your honesty, Frank. I really do appreciate it, because I can't get an erection because of my enlarged prostate. What if I can find many ways to show my wife how I love her besides getting an erection? Do you see how that shifts? How that changes? It's just a simple mindset shift. Thank you, Carol. Thank you for sharing that. Carol's saying, I have cancer in my spine and lung. I have to wake up each day positive, believing that you can. What if this kills me? What if it doesn't? Where would you rather live? In what way in your life had you rather live? So my own personal story quickly was, I really felt like that my cancer was going to kill me, and it was going to kill me fast, because by everything that I had read, everything that my doctor had talked to me about, everything that I knew about my particular cancer, it was quite possible that it would be metastatic throughout my entire body in a very short period of time, and that it possibly would kill me. And so my big what if monster was, what if I die? Sorry. And one morning I woke up and I said to myself, what if you choose to live, Leslie? You're going to die one day anyway, and there's nothing that you can do about it, whether you have cancer or not. One day your life will end. Nobody is getting off this rock alive. So, what if you live? That opened my mind to, yeah, what if I live? What if I beat all the odds? What can I do with that? How can I teach people about that? How can I show people the path? Where does that start? Where does that end? Wouldn't it be amazing if people understood the power? The simple shift in my mind. What if you live? You better start making plans, because so far you've just been planning to die. So you better start figuring out how to live. When I made that shift is truly the day that I was reborn into this world. My dad shared a quote from me from Mark Twain, and it says, the two most important days in a person's life is the day that they're born and the day that they find out why. And that is the day that I found out why. When I realized that the what if monster that lived in my head had no power over me, and that it was my choice. Do you want to live or do you want to die? I want to live. Okay, then how do you do that? How do you beat the odds, Leslie? And I am no stronger or no smarter or more valuable or more loved or more cherished or any different than you that is looking me right in the eyes right Do any of you have any questions? I'd be happy to share anything. I'm happy to answer your questions. I'm going to leave that open for just a second. Next week, I will be back on Tuesday. I am talking about your relationships with your doctors and how to unblock that healing pathway. So I hope you'll join me. I love that, Frank. So if you guys don't know, I used to have a cooking show, a live cooking show called Lunch with Leslie. It was every day, every weekday at noon on Periscope. And Frank, that's how Frank knows me, is from that show. And Frank says, what if I remember Leslie told us on Periscope, Go To Kitchens, she shifted her mind to eat healthy and find veggies that fight cancer. It's true. What if you remember that? I love that, Frank. Thank you for sharing that. So next week, I'll be back. We're going to be talking a lot of, hi, Jody. Hold on just a second. I'm going to get to you in just a second. We're going to be talking a lot about that relationship with your doctors. So what you believe in determines what your outcome is. So yeah. Jody is saying difficulty staying positive today. Finished treatments in April. Hi, Jody. It's good to have you. Thank you so much for being here. You know, it can be difficult staying positive. This is if you missed the first part of the talk, I was talking about cancer being very lonely and very isolating. And this is crazy, but I'm just going to shoot you straight and say that positivity is not all there is to this. Positivity is great. But there is a lot more to mindset than remaining positive. Because I can be absolutely positive that the sun is going to come up tomorrow and that it's going to set in the evening. It's going to come up in the morning and it's going to set in the evening. But that doesn't mean that I'm absolutely certain that there's not going to be clouds that keep the sun from shining, that it's not going to be a dark day that day. There's no certainty in that. I'm not promised that. I'm not guaranteed that. And so positivity is awesome, but it goes so much further. There's so much more that you can do in your mindset than simply remaining positive. And so I understand and I see you and I see that struggle that you're having. Sorry, my printer's going. Robin must be printing something. I can see that and I can feel that negativity that comes with having a hard time keeping that mindset straight. And I still struggle with it myself. I don't wake up every morning going, rainbows and unicorns, rainbows and unicorns. Yes, Robin. Some mornings I wake up and I'm like, I will say 90% of the time I'm like this, but it took me a long time to get here. So I hear you and I understand. And hopefully today we've shed a little bit of love and light into your life. And if you're still struggling with it and you want more, I want to encourage you to reach out to me. I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. Terrence is saying, as we say in AA, we're not all bad people. We're sick people trying to get better. I love that. Love that. Love that. Thank you for sharing that with us. And he says a lot more. You guys can read the comment, right? I love this. Anne Marie is saying, I feel all the foods you're suggesting are cleaning the body of the cancer. And I would agree with you. They're like cancer rotor-rooters, aren't they, Anne Marie? Yeah. Yeah. And they make you feel so good that it's like, there's no way cancer can live in this environment. This is one of the big mindset shifts that I had when I started following the protocol that I now teach out now, the nutritional protocol. And again, Anne-Marie is one of my clients, so she's in the protocol right now. But when I start teaching that out to people, or when I started learning it myself and I started developing it from my education through biology and anatomy and physiology, and really truly understanding how food works in the body, and how cancer cells work and how they respond. um, I just knew, like, I knew that cancer couldn't exist in that environment. I was like, it's impossible that it could exist in this environment. And combine that with a healthy mindset. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, I love you so much. I'll be back next week. We're going to be talking about what you believe in with your doctors, your trust issues with your doctors, when they lose trust, right? Because all of you have lost trust with a doctor before, what to do about that and how that affects your healing. So please join me next Tuesday night, same bat time, same bat channel. Make sure that you're following Any Stage Cancer Nutrition Protocol here on Facebook. If you are interested in booking a free call with me, a one-on-one session, they're about half hour to 45 minutes long. It's a discovery session. There you go, mic drop. But it's an absolutely free discovery session that I do with people that are interested in joining my one-on-one coaching program. It is absolutely low pressure. If you're a fit, I'm going to tell you you're a fit. If you're not, I'm going to give you resources and really help you further. And I call them discovery sessions, but really they're breakthrough calls. They're a breakthrough moment for a lot of people. I have people that hang up and to call me, like a few months later, and they're like, "You changed my life in one phone call." I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. So if that interests you at all, you can go right here at gotokitchens.com/apply. I'm going to drop that link right here. Oh, I should say what it is, so everybody's not like, what is this? So this is book a free. Don't you love it when I do this with Leslie? Here. That's really super technical, and I'm very fancy that way. So just so you know, you're welcome, Jody. Thank you for being here, right? Anne-Marie is saying, I feel awesome. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. And you're doing awesome as well. I'm so proud of you, girl. Like crazy proud of you. Christy's saying, agreed. Frank, I love this. Frank is like, mic drop. I don't exactly know what part that was, but anyway, mic drop. I love it. And then if you have not, if you're not ready to book a call with me, but you would like more information about how I teach and train, there is a free training that you can attend. And I highly recommend that you do this. Free training right here at bit.ly/ and you have to put it in just like this. So capital C on cancer, capital B on boss. It has to go in just like that. This is a free training that we do that you can check out. So, right? I love it. I love it. Thank you, Frank, for saying that. Right? What if it's a good Leslie show? I guess I'll watch. Stop, Terrence. So there you go. So there's a couple of resources for you. Thank you guys for joining me this evening. I will be back next Tuesday, and have an amazing, amazing week. And just remember this one thing. If you don't remember anything else from this broadcast tonight, remember this: cancer is not your destiny. Love you guys so much. See you next week. Bye, everybody.